It's another week. It's Monday. It's time for me to reboot this computer because my stopwatch is dead again. I use a free stopwatch. I love it. It's called Xnote Timer. But if you leave your computer logged in long enough, eventually when you press start, it doesn't start at 0. It starts at 1193 hours, 2 minutes, and 47 seconds. I don't know why. Rebooting fixes it. I hate you, Windows. It's Monday. I'm doing this early, relatively. It's 5:06 p.m. It's 47 degrees. Even though it's 47 degrees, I gave in, as promised. Switched to pants. And that's mostly to look professional tonight, to look air quotes tonight. I'm going to go to my first ever, what's it called? Fan Council. I've already forgotten. 47 degrees, I said, right? Right. There's so much going on. I look like I'm, yeah. Am I buffering? Thanks, laptop. Well, we'll see if the laptop will keep working long enough for at least 10 minutes for me to my season ticket fan experience rep actually mentioned the meeting, probably to make sure I showed up, but fan advisory board. I'm on the 2012-13 fan advisory board for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think I've told you this before too, but my first meeting is tonight. It's actually at 6, so just enough time to do this, get this uploaded, get out of here, and get over to the Timberwolves administrative office if I can figure out which door will get me in. Because it's not like it's game night where every door of the Target Center is open. So I believe I know how to get there, but I may get lost. But I wonder if I'm the only... should I feel special? I don't know. Why was I singled out? Because I'm a newbie. Timberwolves Fan Advisory Board. This is the second one. Which I should say, the second year that they're doing it. But the first year I'm in it. So I don't know why I didn't volunteer last year. I probably didn't know about it until it was too late. And I almost didn't know about it this year, but I snuck in my application during the last week. And my rep probably put in a good word for me. Well, she wants me to do well and reflect well on her, I'm sure. I probably should have shaved for it, too. Although the Packers did win. Normally I don't shave unless the Packers lost. Again, one of those games where it's just not fun to watch. Even though they led, they never put them away. Didn't ever really feel like they let them by enough for most of the game. Finally, they ended up kind of putting it away. But again, it was like, oh man, so glad the defense stopped them. And really, if they hadn't gotten that touchdown on special teams early to go up, I think it was 14-3 at the time. I don't know, man. I just wish it were more fun. Even though they're winning and doing well, and now they're what? They're 5-3, I believe. And really still in control of their own fate because there are so many division games that haven't even come up yet. And I do think they're going to have no problem with the Lions, the Bears, and the Vikings, especially the Vikings. I just wish it were more fun watching them. I don't know. I'm sucking all the joy out of football. But I was going to wear a Packers shirt. This is kind of my compromise shirt. A lot of Vikings fans tonight, and I don't want to get anyone too annoyed right away. I'm sure I'll have other ways of annoying them. Pardon me. There was a big pay-per-view last night, although you wouldn't realize it. But Hell in a Cell, which had the misfortune of competing with a Peyton Manning, Drew Brees football game, right? Is that who it was? Who are those quarterbacks? For the Broncos and the Saints? Or is it Phillip Rivers? I think it's Phillip Rivers, right? I don't know. It's some guy who isn't as good as Peyton Manning, who I don't care about. And I didn't watch the football game at all. I did watch the World Series game, and that was a good move. It turned out to be the last one. And there were actually times when you weren't sure who was going to win, unlike some of these other games, which have been really boring. But I think that was the only game the entire season I watched from beginning to end. Maybe Saturday's game, too. It always seems like I came in late, or I would switch in the middle and come back to it. So, not much of a baseball fan, I guess, when the Twins aren't involved. I don't even know when I became such a big Twins fan, although I've never actually gone to Target Field yet. Isn't that interesting? No. But the point I was going to make, yes, for security reasons, your Salesforce.com session is about to time out. What would you like to do? Continue working or log out? Continue working. We switched to Salesforce.com. Is that a secret? I don't think that's a secret. The transition has been rough. We'll put it that way. Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. They had 6 weeks to build this thing up. It sure didn't feel like they had put 6 weeks into it. Although, I will say that the ending of the main event, which is really all anyone takes out of these 3-hour things anyway, right? Weren't a lot of people talking about anything except the main event on the board anyway. That at least looked like it had a little bit of planning into it, because the finish, new call-up from developmental Brad Maddox in his function as referee, gave right back the low blow and revealed that he was a Paul Heyman guy all along. I'm sure there'll be more about that tonight on Raw. It's kind of like the Sylvain Grenier deal, but when they did it with him, Sylvain had not appeared in WWE ever, and then all of a sudden he was refereeing the match on Sunday Night Heat, his first match ever, and then his second match ever was, it's the main event of the pay-per-view. And then sure enough, he revealed that he was an agent of Vince, and, well, you remember No Way Out 2003, don't you? Sure you do. Jim Cornette created the 7-year rule. Well, he is widely regarded with, he is credited with the 7-year rule, which is that you can recycle an angle every 7 years and get away with it because of the high turnover of all the kids watching. Does that still work today? Sure, because like even the old folks like me, we're just like, yes, Sylvain Grenier. And who else is going to do that? Nobody. Plus, like I said, they did this one better because they had at least a month and a bit. I mean, Maddox had been ref for almost 2 months, actually, going back to Raw. I know because I said, who the hell is this guy when I was tweeting it, and then a bunch of people told me, oh, yeah, it's Brad Maddox. Oh, okay. And they had already established his character when they had the, I missed the finish, and I have to apologize to Heyman and Punk, and AJ's going to get mad at me, and this and that. And then our brilliant commentary team didn't notice or reference any of this last night. So it was almost giving you the impression that they had come up with the finish, and they had scripted the finish, and then they forgot to script what they wanted the announcers to say about it, so they didn't bring it up. And, of course, all this is going to have to be rectified retroactively tonight, and I'm sure it will be. But this whole thing, it's just one of Vince's stupid things. We're never going to say the names of the officials. And yet Brad Maddox was trending after the show was over. Kind of hoping that someone will point that out to Vince, and then maybe he'll think it's okay to go ahead and say the names of these dudes once again. Because why not, man? It's not like you're paying them or anything. You might as well let their names be said on television, for God's sake. All right. There's probably more I need to say. I desperately need to cough now for some reason. Friday the Timberwolves game, season number 1 against the Kings. I'll be there. But the prelude is tonight, and the first meeting of the Fan Advisory Board. So I'll tell you all about that tomorrow. I'm sure you're dying to know. Along with whatever you've had to say that I've been ignoring. My time is up, but I thank you for watching. In case you don't know, my name is Chris, and I am funky.